Hi everyone, I'm Amanda and I run the blog Major and Fangirl where I review different television shows once a week. And this week I decided to review episode 5 of season 5 of Once Upon a Time, which is called Dreamcatcher. Now, I know it's Halloween weekend and I really wanted to review Sleepy Hollow, but things are really heating up on Once Upon a Time, so I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna review Once Upon a Time, and hopefully this weekend I'll be able to review Sleepy Hollow, especially because this week is a special two-part. It's a crossover, which is awesome because I didn't think shows would actually cross over nowadays, but they are. So definitely keep your eyes open. It should be coming up sometime soon. So Dreamcatcher. This episode was it was interesting because Henry, who we all have seen, especially if you follow the show, we've seen him grow up, and now he's the main focus of one of the storylines. There's usually like two storylines that are going through each episode, and Henry's one of them, which I think is so sweet. Finally, he gets to do his own thing instead of just being the kind of a plot device, which is what he was in the first half of season 3. He was more of a plot device than an actual character. So I like this change. So Henry has his first crush, and he likes this girl named Violet. And in Camelot, Henry decided that he was going to ask Violet out, and then she ended up breaking his heart, and that was kind of hard to watch. I admit I kind of skipped through that scene when I kind of saw how it was going, and I'm just like, no, I can't watch Henry go through that. That's very sad. But yeah, but the reason why that's crazy is because we find out later at the end of the episode through a dream catcher that Emma has been making a lot of dream catchers, because in a previous episode Rumpelstiltskin said that, well, the quote Rumpelstiltskin said that dark ones don't need to sleep, so Emma should come up with a hobby, and so she's making dream catchers, and these dream catchers store memories. And when Killian found a dream catcher in Emma's house, and Regina was able to activate it, and we saw Emma ripping out Violet's heart in order to control Violet so she could break Henry's heart. And by breaking Henry's heart, that would give Emma the tears of lost love, which would enable her to free Merlin, and who's been locked in this tree since forever. And they need Merlin in order to free Emma from the Dark One's curse. And so, yes, we finally get to meet Merlin, and I will talk about Merlin more so later. Sorry, my computer decided to go boom all of a sudden. And so, where was I? Emma and Henry. Well, Merlin, but I'm going to talk about Emma and Henry. So, Emma just ripping out the heart of a 13-year-old girl is totally not okay. Like, I didn't expect that from Emma, and I kind of expected that more from Cora, but yeah. And so that was very, very difficult to see as well, and especially because in most of the episode you get to see Emma, Darkwind Emma, and Henry in Storybrooke acting like old times, and so that was very sweet. I'm like, yay, Emma and Henry, they're able to like maintain the relationship, because we saw in a previous episode Hook and Emma's relationship is kind of on thin ice, and so it was nice to see Emma and Henry's. But when Henry sees the Dreamcatcher, that obviously changes, and he doesn't want to speak with her, and so it was a very, very heartbreaking episode. Except Merlin. Like I said, I was gonna get back to Merlin. We get to finally meet Merlin after like 5 episodes. We get to see him at the end, and it's really, really awesome, because I expected Merlin to be more of a like we saw in the it's kind of the same thing that happened when we heard that Captain Hook was coming into Once Upon a Time. Everyone expected Hook to be like the Disney version, which is what everyone expected Merlin to be like, the Disney version, you know, old guy, funky blue hat, big ol' white beard. No, Merlin is young, and he is very aesthetically pleasing. So yeah, and his character is just awesome. I really like what I've seen so far, and then I really like his attitude because I've seen sneak peeks for the next episode that's coming in a couple days, which is awesome. So I'm very excited to see Merlin and what he's going to be doing, and then and how he's going to end up freeing Emma and what happens, because it ends with Merlin asking Emma if her heart's truly ready to be freed from the Dark One's curse, and Emma hesitates. And obviously, Emma is the Dark One now in Storybrooke, and all of this these things that happened in Camelot, they happened like 6 weeks ago. So obviously something happened, and I really want to know what's going on, especially because now from this point on, I will be mentioning spoilers that I have seen on Tumblr. I will be mentioning videos I've seen, just lots of spoilers. So if you don't want to be spoiled for like the rest of the first half of season 5, do not continue watching. Stop now. Warning, stopping now. Okay, cool. So if you are continuing watching, don't get mad at me for spoiling, because you have been warned. All right, so, and then again, and I will put a link to these, to all the posts. Well, not all the posts, but I've found the tag for, on Tumblr for these. And as some of you may know, the Tumblr tagging system is kind of going through a funky phase thing. So I will put the link to the tag so you guys can read through all these if you want and see the spoilers. So we see a bunch of like cloaked figures like walking through Storybrooke, and we believe, by we I mean fans that have like they're on set, fans that have like watched like interviews and stuff, that those are previous Dark Ones, and we find that one of the previous Dark Ones is Merlin's true love. And I'm not sure how to pronounce her name. I have heard 2 or 3 different ones, and it's like I've heard Nimue, so I'm gonna stick with Nimue. And please correct me if you know how to pronounce this right. Please let me know, because I don't want to butcher a name. So we see Nimue, and people believe that this curse was not that brought everyone back from Camelot to Storybrooke was not cast by Emma, but by Nimue, because in order to cast a dark curse, which is basically the curse that kind of can bring people back and forth, you need to crush a heart, and it's of the heart of someone you love, your true love, or the thing you love most. And for Emma, who everyone assumes cast the curse, that meant that she would have to crush the heart of Henry or Hook, which, knowing Emma, she would not do, not at all. So the question is, whose heart was crushed? And when I read that, and then people were saying, oh, it was probably Nimue, one of the first Dark Ones. It was probably her that cast this dark curse. I was thinking, that makes sense, because we have yet to see Merlin in Storybrooke. We've seen him in Camelot, but not Storybrooke. So where is Merlin? So if his heart is crushed, that makes sense, and that may also very well explain why Emma is still the Dark One. Now, another spoiler I found is there have been many references to the underworld, and I studied Greek mythology, well, mythology in general, and we talked about Greek mythology at my junior college, and so I'm noticing a lot of the allusions, the hints, the foreshadowing. So like they have the ferryman that can, in one of the previous episodes, that brings the dead down to the underworld. They had him in one of the episodes, and they had a Gorgon in I can't remember if it was season 4 or season 3, but in the previous season they had a Gorgon, and now they're talking about the underworld. And one of the episodes, I believe it's the 100th episode, the 12th episode of the 5th season, so 512, which is the 100th episode of the whole show. It's called Souls of the Departed, which greatly implies that they're going to the underworld, and underworld means what Disney movie? Hercules! I'm so excited if there's Hercules, if they actually do, like, they follow that storyline. That would be so cool. And we're even more excited, and again, fans on Tumblr, because another interview, I can't remember who it was with, but it was someone connected with the show. I don't know if it was one of the creators or a producer or one of the writers, but they said, and I'm paraphrasing because I was scrolling through the spoiler tag and I can't find the exact interview, so I'm paraphrasing. If you guys like find the quote and you want to, definitely feel free. Again, I'm going to put the tag. I'm going to put it on the bottom of this. And those of you that are watching on YouTube, if you follow the link to my blog, you can find this original post and the links will be there. And so they said that, and so whoever was interviewed by, they said that there's going to be a man that is focused on, he's like just solely focused on on completing his destiny, which is to become the hero that he always knew he could be. Now, who does that sound like? Hercules. That totally sounds like Hercules. And this person also said there were two other characters. One, I believe to be Hercules. The second one, they say, is an 18-year-old girl who has like a no-nonsense kind of sarcastic attitude. Now, who does that sound like? Meg. So Hercules and Meg, if they come into Once Upon a Time, like, I've been wanting Meg to come onto Once Upon a Time since, I think, season 3. So, or whenever we saw the Gorgon, like, I wanted Meg, because Meg's one of my favorite characters. And so I'll be so excited if they actually do start the second half of season 5 with the Underworld. And so with that comes the possibility, another thing that's been rolling around on Tumblr, and if you've been on Tumblr anytime the last couple weeks, you've seen this. People believe that Killian is, aka Hook, is going to have be able to wield Excalibur, and then he's going to do something, and somehow he ends up going into the Underworld, and that would suck because Hook's my favorite character, and I don't want to see him die. So yeah, I'll be very sad if that happens, but that is a huge possibility, especially because I have my pen, because I saw a behind the scenes picture of Jennifer Morrison, who plays Emma Swan, standing with Snow and David behind her, and she's holding what seems like a necklace, and it looks like one of Hook's rings, and she's looking very sad on the lake, the same lake where Robin almost was taken by the Fury. I forgot about the Fury. The Fury is another allusion to mythology. So yeah, I'm not looking forward to the possibility of Hook dying, quote quote dying, because as we all know, Hook is a survivor and he will be back, because it would be a very bad mistake if they were to kill off one of the fan favorites, I believe. So yeah, so I'm not looking forward to the possibility of Hook dying, and but I'm so looking forward to finding out if Hercules and Meg are truly coming on to Once Upon a Time, and if they are taking it down that path, and where is Merlin now, and is Nimue, is she the one that like actually cast this curse, and then if so, what hold does she have over Emma? And there's just so many questions that that need to be answered, and hopefully with this next episode, more questions will be answered, especially it's just, like I said, things are really heating up, and so I'm going to, like I always do, I'm going to put a link to where you can watch the episode, and I'll see if I can put the trailer for the next episode, and I will put the link to the tag on Tumblr where you can scroll through all of these if you want to. You don't have to, because you will be spoiled. There are so much more things on this tag than I have mentioned. So thank you for watching, and I shall see you guys next week or later this week with Sleepy Hollow. All right. Happy Halloween!